Right, check, check, check,
Mic
check.
check.
1 2 1 2 1 2. Boop, 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 boop.
Mic check. One, two,
In this,
nice
we're
and
in
easy.
this. We are in this. People, I go by the name of Zoosh, aka Guyver, and you are now zoned into the Screen Runners. You already know what time it is, man. Big up yourself. We are here with another episode, and as you can see, man, my co-host, my usual co-host, man like Drizzy, aka the Golden Child, he is not here today. He's enjoying himself somewhere overseas, I believe. But I do have a special guest with me today, man. I do have one of the West London's finest, long time veteran,
Jeez.
yeah? A man that should have been on this show a long time
Hey.
ago. A long time ago. But he's here now, man. He's here today. My guy, man like Hector.
P.
How you
Very
doing,
good,
brother?
bro. Very
Come on.
good. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I need to get around, yeah, a little round of applause machine and that, man. Soon get that, soon
Yes,
get that. We're
bro.
building, we're building.
Piece by piece, bro.
Oh, in it, man. My guy, what's
Very
good, man?
good, bro.
What's
Just out
happening?
here, man. You know how it goes, brother. Living the life.
Yeah?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, life just be lifing. Life
You
be
know how it goes.
lifing, man. I know, a man of many talents, man. Got your hands in many different pots,
You have to
man.
try, bro.
No, I
You
know,
have to
I
do
know.
some stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Of course. You have to
Of
keep
course, bro.
active.
It's better to try
Ticking.
new things, bro. That's the
Yeah,
method
yeah,
for me all the
yeah,
time, bro.
yeah.
Don't be scared, bro.
Def, definitely, man. I feel like that's the key.
That's
That's
certifiably
the
is the
key.
key. That's what's kept me doing
Don't get
different
stagnant.
stuff and moving forward and progressing in different industries, bro. So I wasn't scared. That's the thing.
Sometimes
Of
dive
course,
in
bro.
this.
You can't find out if you can't find out if you can swim if you don't jump in the water, bro. I live by that.
This is true. There's a possibility you could drown if you can't swim. Like
Yeah.
first time. You know what I found out today that I didn't know. Like if you throw a baby in the water, he probably has more chances of surviving than like an
Yeah,
adult.
I've seen that. I've seen that. That's like a
Yeah, I
common
ain't know
thing, bro.
that
They
shit.
chuck babies in the water and they'll work it out, bro. That's the intelligence of the kid.
Yeah,
More time, if
yeah,
you're an adult, you dive
yeah,
in and you jump in the water and you're scared, so you don't do the actual things
yeah,
that you need to
yeah,
save your
yeah.
life. Whereas a kid just, all right, what am I going to do? I need to save my life. They don't really panic.
Just goes to
Yeah,
natural
yeah,
instincts.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's mad. That's mad, man. That's mad. Because I still can't float. But,
Right.
that's neither here or there, man. What are we talking
Listen,
about? You hear me?
swimming ain't one
I
thing.
could swim,
You swim
though.
good.
I could swim. No, I could swim, though.
I could save my life.
Yeah.
I ain't never tested it out, but I could definitely do a length
Yeah.
or two.
I don't know if I can save someone else's life.
And
But I'm gonna be alright for a
yeah,
moment.
yeah.
Like I'm not just gonna die. Like I'm not just gonna drown and just that's me. Like when you're at my funeral and you're giving like giving your talks and that, say he gave it a good belly,
100%. You
like
tried
he
his
did
best.
try. He didn't just die. You hear me? He
He went
did
out with a fight.
yeah.
He definitely went out with a fight.
That's what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, man, we're here for movies and TV chat.
100%.
So before we get going, a little new thing I want to try. I need three recommendations. Three recommendations for the people that you feel they need to see these. These are need to watch shows. Now they don't need to be new.
Mm-hmm.
They could be old school. They could be classics. They could be things that you seen long time
Mm-hmm.
ago
Mm-hmm.
in the past, or they could be things that you're watching right this
Okay.
minute. But just three recommendations that you feel people need to be watching on their screens right now.
TV shows.
Oh, oh, oh. Can be TV shows and movies, but at least give one of the
All
other.
right, cool.
So you can give two shows, two movies, but at least gotta be one. You
All
hear me?
right. I'm gonna go for a TV show first. I'm gonna say Paradise is
Okay,
is yeah Paradise.
brand new.
That's a very new.
That's Paradise. That one's hitting
Yeah,
differently,
man.
man. That one's
I'm
hitting
enjoying
differently.
it.
That one's fresh out the
Yeah, I'm
gates.
enjoying it. I'm gripped, and I'm excited to see where they can take it.
Okay, so that's one show.
All right, I'm gonna give you a throwback because I just watched it. I just watched the last of it. Kind of binge watched it, but it's Snowfall. Snowfall. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay. That's like one of my faves. One of my faves. That did. How did you enjoy the
I,
ending?
I think it was good,
How
man.
was
I
that
like
for
how
you?
it kind of came full circle. The whole life of a drug dealer, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. Damson showed out in them
Damson,
last
Damson did dope. Big
episodes.
up Damson.
Damson
British,
showed
British
out
boy, English
like
boy,
that.
showing out.
But I will say, a couple seasons before that, it was it was struggling. It was struggling a little
Yeah,
bit. I weren't too sure where we was going. I saw tigers in living rooms,
brother,
and we're in the middle of the hood. I just didn't
it was
understand.
crazy
I
that
didn't
bit there.
understand. Yeah, but it did pick up last season. Was done well. I still think his mum's a bit. That's neither here or there.
Bro.
Don't worry about all that.
as you remind me of that, yeah, I'm thinking, what a shit! Like right there, he was on the phone making the call.
Yo, all right, a
All right,
movie.
I got one. I got one. I got one. I got one. The 6 888. Yeah, the 6 888. It's on Netflix.
Tyler
Yeah,
Perry,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. I haven't clocked into that one yet, but I heard Tyler Perry's got
Nah,
one
you
with
need
that.
to, you need to, you
I
need
heard
to,
he's
you need
got
to
one.
get on that, man. You need to get on that one there because it's a very informative, very important film for black people to see just what was going on in World War II, how these people were treated, what they actually did, the importance of them in the actual World War. It's amazing, and it's
Yeah,
amazing that the stories we never had a single clue about them or what they did or how they did it or what they had to go through or anything like that. And to just drop a Netflix film on us like that, it was very informative. We need that, man. We need that. It's empowering as well.
okay, man. I need to check that out, man. Yeah, I'm hearing nothing but good things
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
film.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, sometimes Tyler Perry's a bit of a
Nah,
miss for
that's
me,
it.
especially
I
of
get it. I
late.
get it.
Especially of late. But
I want to big up. I want to
sometimes he
big up our people
hits.
that worked on that film, though. Big up
Okay,
Corinne Cesar, and big up Lauren. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Caesar.
yeah. Njoku. Big up Lauren and Njoku. Big up them two. Laura was in the.
Big
She
up,
was
big
in
up.
the. She was one of the background artists, so you'll see her in some of them. In some of them background artists. That's where she was. And Corinne,
Okay,
she was
so
an AD on there as well. So big up them two, my homies. Big-
okay, Corinne, Lauren, big
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yourselves. Big up yourselves. Big movie, big credits.
Yes, man.
Hopefully, more to see from them in the
No, it's good
future.
to it's good
In
to
the
see our
future.
people in the industry doing stuff, man. That's what we need, man. That's what we need.
All right, man. Big up for the free recommendation. So that's the free 6 888
The 6 888.
Snowfall, the
Yeah,
6 888, the 6 888 Snowfall,
Paradise.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Paradise. All right, that's a strong free, man. That's a strong free, man.
Very, very
That's a
good for
strong
a
free.
good free top quality shows, films, and TV shows, man. Definitely, man.
People need to watch. Need to go and see that, people. Need to go and see that. All right, man. Moving swiftly on, man. Like I was saying at the top end of the show,
Mm.
you're a guy that wears many hats.
This is my favorite still, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I remember you're a bucket
Listen,
hat
man,
man. Yeah,
if I tell you
know
how
you're a
many of
bucket
these
hat
hats I've
man.
had, bro, different colors, green, blue,
Yeah,
beige. I got an array of bucket hats.
yeah, man. That's been your
Yeah,
swag,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You own that one. You own that one. Definitely, definitely. But yeah, as a man that wears many hats and has his finger in many pies, no American pie. I've known you to do a few
Mm-hmm.
things. One of the things we're gonna talk about is one of the latest things I know that you were involved in. But you've gone from, I know you to manage artists.
Yeah.
I know you to get involved with clothing brands. I know you to get busy with a camera. But one of the things I found out, I feel like a bit later on, and I don't know which we're gonna find out a bit more now, is assistant director.
Yes. AD.
Yeah, tell us a bit more about that role and how you got into that. Because as I said, I'm not too sure. Is that coming from when you used to get busy with the
Nah,
camera? Is that coming from that world, or is
nah,
that so,
not even
okay? So
connected.
yeah, let us
So
know.
I started working in films. One of my OGs was working in films, and I just finished clothing business. I was coming out of clothing business. I was like, yo, what's going on in film? What's happening over there? Well, let me come in. Let me come and work over there. He said, yeah, cool. Right, let's see what you can do. So I started in film as a runner driver. So my first job.
What's that exactly? What's a runner driver?
All right. Now, technically, this is another story, but a tangent. But they're not supposed to connect those two jobs. It's supposed to be two different jobs. But what they do in film is they merge it and call it one job. When really it's supposed to be two. The driver's supposed to drive and the runner's supposed to run, right? But that's a side topic, right? So as a driver, my first runner driver role was picking up the kit from the hire house and taking it to set, and then just doing any driving missions what needed to get done on the film, picking up cast, picking up crew, picking up equipment, going to get the food, going.
Is that like in one of those golf buggy type?
Nah, this would be in a van. This is in a van. This is this is on a moving film that's moving around to different locations, right? So this film is being shot in 4, 5, maybe 6 different locations, right? So every day of the shoot, I'm the driver, and all right, cool, we finished on this set, right? So we need to pack up the kit, get everything on the van, make sure everything's there, account for everything, and then move, secure the stuff in the van, take it. If it's got to get dropped off, it's got to stay in the van, whatever it's got to do, and then again for the next day, the next shoot day, boom, right? What's the location? We'll get the location. We should have all the locations at the beginning of the shoot anyway. But
yeah,
if anything changes, the call sheet will go out the night before, and you'll say, all right, cool, we need to be on set for 5:30, 4:30, 6:30 a.m. Whatever the time it could be. It could be different. It might be a night shoot even, right? So that was my first job in film. I started as a runner driver. So
that was like your introduction into the whole getting onto.
Yeah, that's my introduction. Cool. Just like that's like an entry level thing. You don't really need to be qualified or have any experience to start as a runner driver. You just find your way in and work it out. You know what I mean? So that's why I started.
Okay.
And then a few different films. Worked on a few different films. That first film that I think I worked on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of films did you work on?
That very first film, right, was a university student. They have to shoot film studies. University film studies. They have to shoot a proper film, right? So they have to budget it, do everything like they were shooting a proper film, right? So that first job was on a film. Oh, how can I forget it? Either way, it was mad. The film was mad. There was beetles and dead people and all kinds of madness. It was crazy, right? Some university students like final film for his final grading, whatever it was, right? The second film I worked on was a film called Knuckle Dust. A film called Knuckle Dust. Pick up my brethren Kermac.
Sounds like a UFC.
Yeah, it was a underground fight club.
Okay,
yeah, it was about an underground.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, about an underground fight club. Yeah, and that was a bit more. A bit more upscale. So that film eventually was on Sky. So that was like my second film. Again, on that I was a runner driver. That was maybe that was a long shoot, maybe a few months worth of shooting that film there. That was a few months worth of shooting, and I had loads of different locations, all over the place. That location we shot in a brothel type thing, like a no, I won't even call it a brothel type thing. It's a S&M, like you could get strapped in, you get put in cages, you could get put.
One of them dominatrix, BDSM and them things there.
It's a dominatrix.
Dominatrix
lair.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it. I just had seen it one time. I've seen it.
It's like you frequent those, bro. But it was a real active working one. Like it wasn't like a set. It was a real dominatrix place here, in a industrial estate. When you bust the door, you wouldn't know from the outside. You don't know what's in there. It's just a door, and you go in, and you're like, Ross is flipping big things, big dildos everywhere. It was crazy, bro. But that was one of the locations.
Wow.
Wow.
So it's like you're basically taking people from what looks like the the Greek pit that you were talking about, like the
Yeah.
arena, and then you'll take him to like the brothel, and then
Nah,
that's kind of
well,
like what you was doing was like the runner
they
driver.
wouldn't shoot those two locations on the same day because those are two big setup
Okay,
locations. So those will be on two different days. So you wouldn't go from there to there. You might have a location change in a day, but you're gonna try not to do too many location changes because you're wasting your time, right? You waste,
fair
yeah,
enough,
you're
fair enough.
wasting
I
time.
get that. I get that.
Set up and string down is huge in those type of productions. It's hundreds of people on set for something like Knuckle Up.
Okay.
There's loads.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, let's pick up the camera, let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay, fair.
That lighting's got to move, sparks has got to move, grips got to move, wardrobe's got to move. Everyone's got to pack up all their stuff. Hair and makeup's got to move. Crowd department's got to move. There's loads of stuff.
Makes
Yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of moving parts. A lot of
Huge,
moving
huge,
parts.
huge.
All right. So boom. So from the runner driver, how do we work our way to assistant? Well,
Yeah,
AD as you called it.
assistant directed. So from runner driving, how you maneuver, you start to learn actually what the hell's going on in film. Because if you're not in, you don't really know. So once you get in, you start looking around. Yo, which kind of department can I work in? Where's my place in this organization, in this big huge thing? What's my
Yeah.
place? So I've worked probably two or three, four, maybe four runner jobs, different runner job, another runner job, and different stuff like that. Yeah, but then you start to talk to different departments, and you kind of see where I can fit. And also, I was working with a organization that represents me as my semi kind of agent sort of thing. Yeah, called Sarah Putt. I'm gonna big up everybody over there, big up them, big up the mafia bosses that work over there. There's a whole bunch of strong women over there that run this little network. They're agents and they deal with everyone and get people jobs, etc., etc. But they have a really good foundations program, which I've worked on, and that has helped me to develop my skills in film, know what I need to do,
Okay.
CV writing, organization, all the kind of things that you need to know within film, right? So
Yeah.
my boss lady over there, Nicola, she's the Don Gargan. I tell her and Sarah Putt, they're mafia bosses, right? They've got a bunch of people that work with them and they help and put in position, and it's who knows who and stuff like that, right? So Nicola, she's identified just by being around me, talking to me, stuff like that. She said, you'd make a good AD, you know? You'd make a good AD. So then she's started putting me around for AD jobs, basically, and I've grabbed them. I've grabbed them and I've shown out and I've done the work. I've done the business and learned.
So what exactly is an AD? What
All right,
exactly is
good
an
question.
assistant
That's a very good
director?
question. Most people don't know. Right, so an assistant director, there's different layers within the assistant director department, right? So where I've got to now in my career is the first AD, which is the first assistant director. So he's the guy that's next to the director. He's the director's hands, feet, does whatever the director wants. He's the guy that's gonna organize the shoot, scheduling, health and safety, basically commands the set, right? So anytime you hear action or any of those kind of calls or anybody talking, really, it's
Yeah.
the first assistant director, the first AD. He's the one that's like the captain of the thing, so that the director can have his eyes and only do eye stuff. He is only concerned about what is this going to look like. He doesn't want to get involved in organization, scheduling, who's going where, logistics, and none of that kind of stuff. The director doesn't have to do. He can be purely artistic. Whereas the first assistant director is the one who commands the whole thing, right? So he's going to communicate with all the different departments. We're going to before the shoot, anything even starts, he will have scheduled and laid out. All right, cool. This is the script. I've looked through the script, and this is how we're going to schedule it. And then that's how the call sheets are created and the schedule for the whole entire thing. So that's what. And then below them, you got runners and set PAs and different
Yeah.
people that help the first assistant director. Depending on the size of the shoot, you'll have different positions. You might have a second assistant director or a crowd assistant director that deals with all the people in the background, and they're just in charge of all of them, right? So there's loads of different sectors within the assistant director department, the AD department. Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's very hands-on,
Basically,
basically.
yeah, it's the ADs are like the people that really hold a production together. They're the ones that's going to make sure, all right, cool, I need to get on the phone with this person, I need to get on the phone with that person, hey, I need you here by this, I need this, that, that. And they're calling shots and making like everything run smoothly. That happens in the assistant director department, really.
So I hear, like, just from like stories and interviews I've heard, and one or two people I know that's been on like set, and I've been on set myself, just not really acting, but just trying to do my little thing in the background. I remember playing Steel Pan on set one time, big up Ebony and whatever not. Um, but I've always heard being on set is a long day. Like, you hear it from actors, you hear it from people behind the scenes, in front of the cam. They say it's a long day to be on set. Like, it's a lot of waiting around. There's a lot of things going on. You might be in your trailer or just lingering for a
If you're
long time.
lucky,
Why
if you're
is that?
lucky, you'll be in your trailer. That like to say it's a long day is to underplay it, right? There's been 4:30 starts, 5:30 starts, 3:30 starts, 12-hour shooting days, 1 hour lunch, or you might get a 12 hours with a working lunch. When they say it's 12 hours with a working lunch, that means we're not stopping at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to like eat as we're still gonna work as we're eating, right? So different departments will have a relatively longer and shorter days in terms of what they actually have to do in that day. Me as an AD, non-stop, flat out, whole day, nothing. There's no stop. I'm up, down, left, right, moving, all day long. I work with an assistant director, Terry Bamber. He really took me up and mentored me and showed me the ropes in film. He's worked on James Bond films, Indiana Jones, all types of shit. He took me to work on Fast and Furious 10, right? I've seen him stand on set and not even go to the toilet for 12 hours. I've seen him do that. And this is a, he's a old, I don't want to say old, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's an older man.
He, he's getting on. He's
Getting on.
getting on. OG.
I'm
He's
sure he's in
OG.
his 60s. I'm sure he's in his 60s at this point. I'd have to find out his exact age, but he's not a spring chicken. Big up to him, because he really showed me that it doesn't matter how tired you are, how sick you feel. No matter, you need to get to set. I've heard him say, "Yo, listen, if your legs chopped off, come to set first, and then I'll send you home. Don't phone me up to tell me that your legs chopped off. Come to set, and then I'll send you home." He's on that kind of move.
Why is it? Why is it so intense? Is it because it's a cutthroat business? There's a lot of people after those kind of jobs.
Yeah,
Like,
all of those are factors.
why is
It's
it
the
so
money.
intense like that?
It's the money. The money's going to
Because
be a
yeah,
factor. There's like every
because there's a time limit where you need to get the film done. I'm guessing,
of
get
course,
me? Because every day is
every minute of shooting has a has a has a financial price attached to it. So you might say, right, this is £1 million day and stuff like that. This day costs £1 million to shoot. If we don't get our shots done, that means we're gonna either have to do this location again, play all cast and crew again, and we need to make sure we
yeah,
get this bit of shooting. We need to make sure we get it done. There's no room for we didn't get it done. Oh, we're just gonna have to do it again tomorrow, because you could mess up a whole movie by going a day over. You
yeah,
could mess up a budget by millions by going a day or two over, and everybody's always trying to watch that on film, especially the assistant directors, because they're going to be dealing with the producers. The producer's going to be on my neck, like, yo, listen, we can't go over. We can't afford to pay. We can't
yeah,
afford to pay them. We can't afford to pay them, and we can't go over. Right. So I need to get the director and say, listen, we need to get these shots, bro. Or sis, whoever you are, we need to get these shots, and we need to get it done in a good time. So let's speed it up. Let's hustle. Let's get everything done. That's a fact.
So is it mad? Is it mad tense on set then? There must be like a lot of arguing. Like you just made that sound like how I envision chefs in
Yeah,
the kitchen. Like it's
bro,
a pressure
I've
cooker.
seen grown men crying. I've seen grown men crying. It's a extremely intense place. But more extreme than anyone could even that you could even think is so extreme. But where where I excel and what's helped me in my career is that I'm cool. I'm super cool. I'm calm. I'm not gonna be. Really trying not to be stressed, and I try to give that to my crew basically. I
Yeah.
want to give that mentality. Yo,
See,
let's be cool. Let's be calm. We're gonna get through. We're gonna get it done. But at the same time, chop chop. At the same time, it's got to be a balance.
and I was gonna ask what are some of the strategies that you use to like stop it from getting like intense and overwhelming
I
for
play
yourself? Because
music,
it's like, yeah,
bust
from
jokes, dance. I let people take a break when they need to take a break. Let people get food when they need to take food. If an actress is struggling, she's tired, she's hungry, she's cold. I'm on a set like on a set like on a Bridgerton set, right? There was a night shoot, so this set's cool time would have been about 9:30, 10 p.m. right? And we might be shooting till 10 in the morning, right? We're going all the way through. It's all the whole night we're shooting, right? We are in a rainy field in the back of where was that shoot? Can't even remember. Probably the back of Reading somewhere. Yeah, Salisbury even. Right, one of them locations, right? But it's raining, it's cold. We're shooting a fireworks scene, and I've got to keep uh, 150, probably 150, 160 people in the background, right? I've got to keep them ready and motivated and ready to run to set because if I get the call on the radio, yo, I need XYZ 50, 60, 70, 80 people on set now. I've got to corral, I've got to wrangle all these background artists to move swiftly. I've got
yeah.
to get them to move super swift because the first lady's giving a call. Yo, bump. I need them on set.
And these times here, they're what just kind of lingering in the cold, just kind of waiting for that call.
They're in crowd holding. They're in a place called crowd holding. And during COVID times, crowd holding is set up like an exam, a school exam, right? Where you got tables just dotted, tables in rows, right?
Yeah.
This is shooting like during COVID. Everyone's supposed to sit on a table. They're not supposed to talk to each other. They're not supposed to move on to another table. They're supposed to be sat at the table and not supposed to move. It's crazy. It's crazy how mad strict it was through COVID, shooting through COVID as well, right? Everyone's cold, tired. Probably some people got their head down resting. Probably like this is the middle of the night as well, right? So I've got to get these guys to move super swift, right? And big up all my crowd crew, big up all the crowd crew. Everybody in the Bridgerton crowd knows who they are. Pure love, pure love. That's all my people. They love me, I love them, right? But I've got to get these guys to move swiftly, super swift, right? If they don't like me, yeah, if they don't like me, they don't check for me, they don't think, we're gonna do it for Hector. If they don't think like that, yeah, I'm in a mess. I'm in a supreme mess. Because the call's gonna come over the radio and I'm not gonna be able to get these guys to move. But yeah, because of how I function and how I want my
That's how
set
you
to
move.
move and how I want people to like, all right, cool. Boom. So they move swift. They move swift for me. They definitely move swift.
But wouldn't they think that's like wouldn't that be more detrimental to the actual like set and with the bigger picture if they don't? Like I get
Yeah,
like it's a
but
better vibes if you are a
I'll be
cool
honest, yeah.
person, but if they don't move, wouldn't they get the set?
Yes and no. You see the crowd, yeah. You see crowd. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
right? They are treated like second class citizens on a film set, bro. They're treated like um like what's the word I want to use that's politically correct? They're treated like the N words on the set, yeah, right? They're,
Yeah, like
yeah,
scum.
yeah.
They
Every
treat it like
like a lot
scum.
of the departments look down on them. Oh, you lot are just background artists, and they're treated bad by a lot of people on the set, right? So they don't care. Some of them don't give a damn. I don't care if this production runs smooth. I don't really care. I just want to get my pay. I'm not going to get paid for
Yeah.
it. Like, I don't give a damn if it's on time. I know a couple of my homies that are the shadow. They'll hide. They will, I don't big up Jimmy Bobby. Them man will hide.
Man, man's just here for a
Yeah, bro.
check.
Them man are
Listen, I'm
shadow.
just
They
here
don't
to
they
add
don't care,
numbers.
bro. Some of them
I'm
don't
here
give
to
a
add
damn. They
numbers.
they want to do the good job. Don't get me wrong. It's not reckless, and they're there. They show out when it's time to show out.
But it goes back to what you're saying. Like, if the vibes are right, then yeah, I'm here. I'm here for a
Exactly.
reason. Like, I'm here. But if the vibes ain't vibes, and then,
Because
bro, like, let me collect my check and keep it
some
moving.
people in my position think that the way to get people to move is to be aggressive, and that
Be a
that
bully.
don't work, bro. It works to a certain extent, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it has been working, but really that's not an environment that you yourself want to work in, and that's not an environment that they want to work in. So if I can make this real smooth and real buttery and real soft, I'm gonna do my best to keep it like that because it's less stress for everybody. Everybody's happy. You have a good time on set. You know what I mean? But definitely, some man just
Yeah.
don't care. Some man, women, some of them just don't give a damn because they're treated bad as well. So they're like, well, if you don't care about me, I don't care about your team.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. No, it makes sense, man. I
Nah,
understand
but
it, man. I respect
big
it.
up, big up the Bridgerton crew, especially. Them man show out. Them man are showing out superb. Seb, all them man there. Definitely.
I was gonna say, what's up? What's some of the projects you've worked
All
on?
right. Bridgerton. Um, 2 seasons of Bridgerton. Queen Charlotte's. Knuckles, which is a spin-off TV show of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's starring Idris Elba. Idris Elba plays Knuckles. So I worked on that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
Sonic.
Have you
I'm a
seen
big
that? Have
fan
you
of
seen the
Sonic.
TV the TV show?
The whole franchise. I haven't seen the TV show. No, I need to
Yeah,
check
yeah,
that one
yeah.
out. I've seen the 3 films, but I ain't seen the
Yeah,
TV
check that
show.
out, man. Check that out.
I need to check that one out.
Knuckles, Fast and
Yeah.
Furious, Fast and Furious 10, which, like I said, Terry Bamber took me onto that.
Okay, sick.
How I got onto Fast and Furious, um, I worked on Bridgerton with Terry Bamber, and we had a mad day. It was super intense day. We had horse-drawn carts, we had children running, we had 150, 200 background artists, we had people running this way, people knocking on doors, people having to open the doors, right? And it was an intense day. The horses, we couldn't shout because the horses was bolting before they needed to go because everyone's shouting action and the horses going mad and they're running off. So we had to devise a way to get to call the action in silence. We had to devise a plan to do that. So we had a mad intense day, but we got the day. We made the day, right? So that day I was working with he was first assistant director on that day, Terry Bamber, and after that day, he searched me out to ask me, yo. He searched me out. He started asking people, yo, you know this guy? I worked with him on Bridgerton set. He looked like this. He had a picture of me for some reason. Me and him took a picture together, right?
Then
He was
wanted
sending the
one.
picture. He was sending the picture of us. Like, yo, do you know this guy? Do you know him? I want to work with him again. And he took me to work on Fast and Furious. Yeah.
Sick,
That's
sick,
Terry Bamber.
sick.
Big him up every time. Super. Yeah, he took me to work on Fast and Furious,
Okay.
and that was like a whole nother leap into a whole super franchise. That was like amazing.
Was that over here
Yeah,
still?
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you
that was
or
all
did you go
shot in.
overseas
That
for
was
that
all
one?
shot in Warner Brothers Studios, Watford, Leavesden. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
A lot of that was shot.
Okay,
It
okay,
was
okay.
different locations
What
and different
what's
things as well.
what's like more of an intense set? Like a Fast and Furious set or a Bridgerton or like because I'm imagining because of Fast and Furious, it's action packed. There's a lot of things
Yeah,
going on. It's a bigger film. I'm imagining that's gonna be a lot more intense than something like
yeah.
Bridgerton.
To a certain extent,
Or
yes,
am I?
because like on Fast, you're dealing with explosions, you're dealing with guns, you're dealing with uh, intense stunts, you're dealing with cars, you're dealing with water, you're dealing with loads of things. Yeah, that take a long time to reset. Right. So if I blow up that car and I didn't get the shot right, I've got to reset the whole
Yeah.
thing. We've got to bring in another car. Stunt team's got to come. Vehicle team's got to come. Reset this, put it back, put some things together, all stuff like that. Yeah. So if you mess up that shot for me,
Jeez. Mm.
I'm gonna be mad, right? It's a
Mad
mad thing.
thing.
So
Mad
that
thing.
that gets really
Yeah.
intense. Like you'll have man like Terry, like we got one chance at this shot, guy. We can't do this again. This is our last chance, and stuff like that was happening. That would happen, right? So to an extent, Fast had definitely some intense days. But likewise with Bridgerton, you might have no chance to get back to this location again, right? If we're in Hampton Court, yeah, we're in Hampton Court. We shot
Yeah.
like probably a load of the season in Hampton Court, yeah. Tomorrow's not an option if we don't get this thing done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our whole crew, cast and
God.
crew, hundreds and hundreds of cars, vehicles, trucks, food trucks, everything. We can't just say, "Oh no,
This ain't
yeah."
getting done
No, you can't say that. You can't do that. So
Yeah.
that's where it becomes intense there as well. It can be intense on all types. Like with Knuckles as well. Knuckles was loads of explosions and loads of really complicated long resets and stunts. And obviously, as a I'm trying to protect stunt people too. They can't keep getting kicked and punched around, and it's like, oh, we're just getting a shot wrong because this department messed up, that actor messed up, this person
Mm.
did it, you didn't turn that off. That's when it gets tense, when especially when people are doing the wrong thing or they're making mistakes and stuff like that. It can get intense for sure.
Okay. Yo, I'm mad intrigued, you know. Got so much more questions than that, man. Man, we could go on for
Yeah,
so
hey,
long.
ask away,
But I
man.
do have I do have a question just for those that might be interested, especially like youngers coming
Okay,
up. Like, how would you say? I mean, I know you spoke about being shit, a driver,
runner
show
driver,
driver. What was it?
runner driver.
Runner
Yeah,
driver, a runner driver. And it does sound like it needs to be something that you need to be in it to
hundred
win
percent.
it. So it's like, how would you say is a good way of getting into the whole industry and becoming like a AD? Would a runner driver be a good way to start? And how do you even get into
Good
that?
question.
Or
Very good question.
yeah,
So
what would
as a spin-off job of what I do in film and TV, I also now deliver workshops in schools and colleges and pupil referral units and loads of different places from work that I've been doing for years as well, working in schools and prisons and delivering workshops and stuff like that.
okay, sick.
That's a whole
Yeah,
nother
yeah.
sector of theatre work and stuff like that. But what I do in film,
Do you do that? Do you do that on your ones or as part of the studio that you work for
I've
doing
done
the
it for
AD
I've done
stuff?
it
Is
for a
that
couple
something
of
that you're doing
different
freelance?
so a couple of different companies and for myself. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, sick, sick,
So
sick,
a
sick.
company a
Nice,
company that I
nice.
work with, Synergy Theatre Project. That's a project that works with people that's come out of prisons and stuff like that, and helping them in theatre and doing loads of different stuff. I work with a company called Fully Focused, which delivers the workshops of introduction to film and TV. Right. So within that, I will talk to people about how to get into TV, what different avenues there are to get into film and TV, what your transferable skills are to get into film and TV, and which departments those skills are transferable into. So I'll break down every department, break down what they actually do, and how your life, work experiences, street experiences, whatever, can help you transfer
Yeah.
into film and TV. So I'll go deliver that in schools and colleges and different places.
Okay, okay. So one of the good ways then is getting involved in some of these
Yeah,
programs or
yeah, yeah, yeah,
workshops and
yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
getting the knowledge.
Yeah, but there's loads of different ways of entry because there's loads of different departments. There's loads of different things to do. If you're a makeup artist, you might find yourself in the hair and makeup department. If you're an electrician, you might find yourself in the sparks department, lighting and and managing the actual electricity to get to the set. If you're a painter decorator, you might find you're in set design. You might find you're doing stuff like that.
You know what I think it is as well. I feel like even as you're saying it, there's a lot of things that people don't even realize, oh yeah, that's something that
Of
you
course,
can
of
do on
course.
set. So there's people that want to get involved in like the movie world and get on set, etc. But you're not even realizing, oh, there are certain things that are needed. Like, you don't even clock. You need an electrician on
No,
set to run the lights, to run all the electricity going. So you're not even thinking, oh, that's an avenue to at least you might be an electrician that wants to be in
yeah,
the
but
movie world,
you
and
didn't know
you're
the
not even
entry.
thinking
Yeah,
that's an entry point for me to now get. And as you said, yo, let me keep my eyes open, get vigilant. Who knows? I have a conversation with this one, and then before you know it, I'm here, I'm there, I'm moving about. So yeah, man, you just gotta kind of get your foot in the
yeah, and
door,
find
and
out, ask questions.
like you said, doing the workshops, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
definitely, definitely, definitely
But yeah, definitely.
do these workshops, programs.
There's so many different departments. You might find yourself in the catering department if you work in kitchens or a chef or stuff like that. You might find yourself in hair and makeup. There's so many different things. Like
Is it hard though? Is it hard? Is it hard to get in on
yes,
set though? Because I feel like it's a lot of
no,
people would like to do that job.
it is and always has been a very a very nepotism led industry. So if you're my people, I'll bring you in, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah,
is how the whole thing runs. In
it's definitely a lot what you know, who you know.
100%
A lot of the
certified.
times
100% certified.
in that world.
I got onto Bridgerton because I knew somebody. I had family up there. You get me? So
Yeah,
knowing who to know, knowing who to be connected to is half the job. It's half the job. It's half the job of getting around. But there's that they're opening up and they're trying to make it a more diverse because it wasn't a very a diverse industry. And now I walk around sets and I'm hailing out all your brothers on set, my G's, get me. I'm hailing out all the man them.
yeah,
I'm letting them know, yo, listen, keep the links because when it comes time as we all ascend in the business and in the industry, we need to put our
yeah.
hands down and reach and bring up more of our own people and do it.
100. Yep, yep, yep. I'm even noticing it with like even the reviews that I do. That there's a lot more like man them and
Yeah,
like yeah, let's do this. Like before when you was looking at it, it was like it was different. It was just like same sort of people doing the same sort of reviews. Weren't really getting like a different angle on things,
of
like from Amanda's perspective, like how we watch films too, you hear me? We're into different
course.
stuff, watch the Koreans, watch your Bollywood, watch this, watch that, you hear me?
But they
So
wasn't trying to
yeah, I
let us
feel
in
like
though.
you need just
That's the
so
reality, dude.
nah, they weren't. They weren't, but the reality now man's kicking down doors and opening up doors for next man to come
Exactly.
through, you get me? Shout out man like Ken, you get me? Like opening up
Of
doors
course,
for next man to come through, setting up little programs and little discords,
of course,
etc.,
bro.
etc.
Bro,
Yeah, man, it's definitely a good look,
I
man.
make it my business to do that, bro, and bring different people in and send out opportunities to my youngers and yo, you
Yeah,
will be good for that. You're a cameraman there. Yo, you could run on this film here. Yo, someone phone me up looking for
it's
security.
needed.
Yo, listen, I got XYZ. He's in security. He's got SIA badge. Yeah, cool. Security on set. You get me? Security on set, super easy job, bro. But they're
Yeah,
needed. They're needed there. So even all your security brethren, they might could get a job. Like there's different ways into the business, bro. Now there's loads of different ways.
yeah,
We
no.
can bring our own people. There's nothing better than that.
One more
Go
question.
ahead, bro.
Now you don't have to say, you don't even have to say it. You don't have to say what film. You don't have to say what set. But I'm just curious to know, like, what's one of the wildest things you've seen on set or witnessed or heard? Like, I know there's some, like, madness must go on behind the scenes. Like, I know so. Like, in between them trailers and cameras,
Why?
pure bacchanal must go on.
Why?
So, like, what's one of the wildest things you've witnessed or seen or overheard? Like I said, you'd have to say what set it was on. You don't need no details like that. I'm just curious to know, like, what's one of the, like, kind of that's made you think, what? What's going on there?
Brother,
Like, yeah, I mean, what's,
there's a picture in my phone, yeah, of four people lying down on the middle of the floor in the middle of the street, yeah, just random at like three, maybe it might even have been 5 o'clock in the morning. It might even be,
are these actors? Are these actors actors?
This is crew, bro. This is crew.
Okay,
This is
okay.
crew after a wild night of just wildness. Can't even say anymore. Just just, just a wild night of wildness. There's a picture of my phone somewhere buried there of just 4 people lying down in the middle of the street, and then there's another guy that's come. He was just walking past, and he's like this, and that.
Yo, because
Go ahead.
that has a story to tell. That's a story. No, because I imagine that on like a film set, there's way too much people, way too much different types of people from different walks of life. And you always hear a madness about actors, and I'm like, there's no way behind these cams, men are saints.
Nah.
You hear me? I know there's...
Bro, that night in particular, was... Okay, so we were shooting out somewhere far, right? And we were scheduled to leave on the Friday, and this was a Thursday night, right? So everyone was like, yo, we might as well go out for drinks tonight, because Friday, after everything wraps, everyone's heading back to London or wherever they go, right? Straight away. Wrap, I'm out, right? So everyone said, yo, let's go out for a drink on a Thursday instead, right? Cool time's 4:30 next day, yeah? Cool time's 4:30, right? But everyone still said, yeah, let's go out, because we're not going to get another chance, right? Everyone's just going to dust out, and it's going to be, oh, yeah, we didn't have a final drink together, right? So that night was a no-sleep night. 0 sleep. I had none. Absolutamente nada. 0 sleep. That was shoot all day. Yeah. Probably another 4:30, 5 o'clock start. Shoot all day, out for drinks, straight to set in the morning. Everyone's mash up. Everyone's mash up. What happens on set stays on set.
Okay, and then the picture came about, and
that was that night.
That's how it all... Okay. I imagine. Listen, I expect no less. I expect no less. At the
end of the day, right? It's like it can be like a youth camp. Of you got different demographics, different crews, different people hang out with different sectors. That crew might stay together. That crew might stay together. These crews might mix. That department might mix with that department, and but it's fun. Everybody finds their tribe in it. You always find your people. Get me? So it's like going out on a little fun vacation, but you got to do some dream work at the same time. And I tell people all the time, you see, working in film, it's a luxury. It's an absolute luxury. There's a queue of people waiting to do what we do. That's how I keep people upbeat on set. A lot of the time, I was like, listen, what do you want to do? You want to get a normal 9 to 5? All right, come then. We got to do this thing here, man. Come then. Stop messing about. Because we could all go back to a regular day job and think, right, man, film was so good, but I was miserable and I didn't want to do it, and I was too tired or whatever, and I left. Right?
No, definitely.
So
definitely. Because I've been wanting to do some extra work for a minute.
Bro, it's fun. But like I told you, bro,
my extras
it's a tough position.
Say no more. No, that was mad insightful, man. Thank you for that, man.
Also, look, let me tell you about this before you
yes, because we was talking about that off cam. So let us know.
Right, so these are location signs, right? So these will be for if you're working on a film set and you want to know where to go. Yeah. These will be signposted on the lampposts on the way to the film set and on different locations, right? And all films have a code name, right? So this Hamp location means Hampstead location. Now Hampstead was the code name for Bridgerton, right? Hampstead is one of the code names for Bridgerton, right? So that it doesn't say Bridgerton and then everybody's gonna go Bridgerton shooting over there. Yeah. Let's run it.
Because I was basically just about to ask, why the hell is it code names? Like why? But that was dumb. It would have been a dumb question.
No, there's no dumb questions. There's no dumb questions. But every major film production will have a code name. They will all have a code name. So that Hampstead, that top one there, that's a Bridgerton location. This Jewel, stands for like jewel as in crown jewels, crowd, right? So Jewel was the code name for Queen Charlotte's.
Queen Charlotte.
Exactly. That's the code name for Queen Charlotte, right? This one, XV, is the code name for... I can't even tell you the code name for that one, actually, because they're still shooting. Actually.
I was fully about to say, is that Fast and Furious 10? I was trying to do math.
Yeah, I can't like that one. That's actually a secret. I'll get told off for that.
Oh, that one. That one's still in
Yeah,
progress. Okay, what's the K
that's
Dust
still
one then?
shooting. K Dust, that's the Knuckle Dust one. That's the Knuckle Dust location.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this
fair
dual
enough.
crowd, right? So
Fair enough.
that's when I worked on Queen Charlotte's and Bridget. I worked as an AD in the crowd department, right? So I was a crowd AD, right? So that means I'm controlling I'm part of the team that controls all of the background artists, everything they do, what time they come in, transferring them to location, getting like everyone on minibuses, calling the minibuses, yo, I need this bus now, I need that bus
Yeah.
now, I need you to go to eat, I need you to go into hair and makeup, I need these lot to hurry up to get to set. That's what the crowd department will do. Big up Louise, big up Saloon, definitely my family. No Saloon.
Hey, saloon, man, like saloon,
That's what I'm
man.
saying,
Yeah,
man. Like
yeah,
Saloon.
man.
That's
No
crowd
saloon,
department.
man.
That's my
Saloon.
OG. That's my triple
Super
OG.
blessed guy.
Yeah,
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 man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Super, super
Yeah,
blessed guy, man.
big
Super
up everyone
blessed.
over there. But yeah, these are different locations, right? So these are the different things that I've worked on, and just made it personal with the little the HEC in there.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Look at art
I
installation.
like
I'm
that, man.
artistic too, bro.
I like that, man. I like it. Like I said, man. Man that wears many
Bro,
bucket hats.
I
A man that wears
I
many bucket
try.
hats. I
Yeah,
see
bro.
you. All right,
Good.
quickly, before we get out here, man, let's talk about one of your recommendations, man. Let's talk about
Oh,
Paradise. Let's get your quick little views on Paradise. Of course, that's the brand new one on Hulu. It's just wrapped up. I feel like it's the most spoke about show at the moment, even though it's finished now. I'm hearing everybody and their auntie and their auntie's dog and their
yeah.
auntie's dog's
The man then
pup
was definitely chatting
talk
about
about
it
this show,
in the group
Paradise.
chat. Big up Mini, big up EJ.
Okay. Nah, it's been one of those. It's been one of those that's
Do
captured
you do spoilers
everyone.
on here though?
Unlike net. Um, yes, we do. Although we don't want to go in with the spoilers because I feel like there's a lot of people that still
Yeah, get him
haven't
a
checked
shot.
it out. However, you get me. We'll touch on a few points. But anyway, let's talk about it, man. Sterling K. Brown, man like Xavier.
Hey, listen,
Um,
very good, very good.
Paradise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Very
Let
impressed.
what? Yeah, what's your thoughts on the show? Is this your type of show?
Yeah,
Like, is this
100%.
the type of show you tend to watch?
This would probably
Yeah.
be my preferred genre of television. To be honest, this hits my sweet spot
Okay.
for me. Really, like everything that there wasn't no like superpowers in this. There wasn't no like mystery
Yeah.
magic. That everything here is like physically possible could happen. In terms of what
Yes.
happened
Yes.
in the show. In terms of the world, like we're not far off. God willing, inshallah, it's not. But we're not far off a nuclear war, bro. We're not far off.
No. No. No.
We're not
No.
far off. We've seen
No.
tsunamis. We've seen all those
And
type of things hit the earth already. We've seen.
and essentially we kind of live in some sort of controlled simulation anyway. You get me? Like how that is.
Yeah,
So I think that's what kind of made this show a lot more intriguing for people as well, because it was almost like, I kind of feel like this, you know. I
yeah,
kind of feel
exactly,
like
exactly.
I'm
It's kind
controlled. I'm controlled in this little bubble here.
yeah,
You know, it was smart the way they kind of did that. Like they made it flip back round to where it's like rare. I think they even say it in one of the episodes, basically towards the end, where it was like essentially you just did. It was in the last episode where my man, yeah, me. I don't want to say too much, but when he's kind of going on a mad one, and it's like all of that to just kind of put us in the same place and the same sort of control that we had been in the first place. You get me? The higher ups are just doing what they
exactly.
do all the time, sort of thing. Nothing changed. So it's like, yeah, man. What were some of your takeaways from the show, man? What did you like about the show?
Takeaways. I like the suspense and the who done it aspect of it. I like that the murder mystery thriller type of thing. I like that. I like give me some things to think about in it. In if I'm watching something as a writer as well, because I write as well. So as a writer as well, I'm always looking at how to create suspense and create cliffhangers and stuff like that within a TV show. Right? I always want to know, yo,
Exactly.
how have they got me gripped? What's the actual formula and the structure of how they've gripped me in this thing? So I'm looking for that. I'm searching for that because they kept me gripped, and I want to know, yo, who
Yeah.
done it? How did they do
Yeah.
it? How did they get in? How did they lock the cameras? Who locked the cameras? Why did they do it? What was their intent? What's their motive? Who's paying it? These are all questions that's running on.
Literally from the first episode, you're just left like, yo, what what did I just watch? Like, I just thought one thing, and now the way it's ended, like that's one of the better pilots I've
Yeah,
seen in
yeah,
a long
yeah.
time.
Because
That's
it
one of
left
the
so
better
many
first
questions. It
episodes.
left so many.
So many, and it wasn't too far fetched. I was like, nah, what's going on here? It was a thing of like, no, what's going on here?
Yeah,
And then by the second episode, they got straight to it. They got straight, look, this is what's going on. This is what
yeah, yeah,
happened.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
how
yeah,
we ended up here. Put that to the side of your mind though, because we're trying to figure out
yeah,
this.
yeah,
You
yeah.
get me? And that's another thing I enjoyed about the show. There was a lot of moving parts, but it wasn't messy. It didn't get super confusing. It
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
get be
yeah.
like, it wasn't like, yo, like how are you just moving from this to that and from that to this? It kind of all made sense, and it all centered around Xavier, obviously, who Sterling K. Brown played, and I think he bodied this part. Like he
100% certified.
absolutely
Big him up.
bodied this role. He kept you intrigued. I keep hearing a lot of people compare this to This Is Us. I never actually watched This Is Us, but the same guy who done This Is Us did this.
Okay.
Man, I was really impressed with the show.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. It kept me intrigued. I pretty much enjoyed every episode of this. I love the story building. I love the world building, like the way they kind of did the backstories with every
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah.
I thought was really good, and then how it all kind of came together. Like, yeah, man, I truly enjoyed this. This was a good watch. If you haven't seen it, it's definitely one to check out. I don't really have too much negative things to say about it. I mean, the only negative thing I will say about it, which I thought you was touching upon earlier, was some of it you can tell, like, well, they have to do it a lot of the times, but in this they were doing it quite a bit where they had to move along the story, so there was a lot of things that sometimes didn't really make
Yeah, yeah,
sense
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
was a bit like,
Yeah,
really,
especially like
but it,
I always feel like in the last episode, right, that they're trying to wrap it up fast. I always feel like that
yeah.
for me that annoys me in a TV show. Like, man, you lot just flipping sewed up so many loose ends super quick.
And that comes, I guess, as well when they've wrapped up the season and don't know if the second season's
Yeah,
going to get
true,
approved.
true.
So you're kind of trying to just make sense of the story. But yeah, like you said, like it's a bit like, yeah, I don't know how that would have happened or how you just figured that out just like that. And there was a few things. I mean, I felt that a bit earlier on in the show when they was in the interrogation room with like the whole hand
Yeah, yeah,
gesture
yeah, yeah.
and the way that was. And what? No one else
Nobody
see this?
saw. I thought
we, just,
exactly the
we,
same.
we could just get we could just get this off, yeah.
That was big.
I was like, all right, cool. I was like, all right, whatever, man. I let it slide. You know, when you put your hands up, like, all right, I'll let it slide.
I didn't see.
But
I swear.
Well, yeah, there was a few bits like that, but in its defense, it wasn't enough for it to put you off the show.
Yeah, no,
You get
definitely,
me?
definitely.
But yeah, ratings, quickly. How much screens out of 10 would you give this?
Out of 10, I'm giving Paradise a super solid 9 out of 10. Super. It's one of
Okay,
my tops. First
okay,
season,
I ain't mad at it.
yeah,
I ain't mad. Would give it. I ain't far off. I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it a strong 8.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it a strong 8 out of 10. I need another season first before I give it a 9. But it's got the potential to be up there. Like early. This was a strong season, strong show. I was here for it, man. I was here.
Certified.
But yeah, man. That brings us to the end of the episode. It's been a good one.
Appreciate it, bro.
Um,
Thanks for having me on, bro.
Big up yourself for coming through, man. No, thank you, man. It's been insightful. It's been fun. I enjoyed it. I learnt a lot. I hope everyone learnt a lot. Let us know what you thought of the show Paradise if you agree with our takes. Yeah, man. It's been a good episode, man. Until next time. Definitely got some more questions. So I definitely got to get you back on the show.
100%.
So,
All the people them
yeah,
in
man,
the comments, let them know if he should get this Hector guy back on again. Let them know. Let us know. And yeah, man, I appreciate
Yeah,
you being
no,
there.
you gonna be on again,
No,
man.
100%.
You're a friend of the show and that, man. You'll be back on for
Certified,
sure,
bro. I
for sure.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, me.
Yes, man.
All right, man, people, man, you already know what time it is, man. Make sure you subscribe, like, check it out, all that goodness. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and all of that good stuff, yeah, man. Because you already know we go by the name of the Screen Runners, the best movie and TV review show your granny's new husband has ever seen.
Zup, zup, zup.
People, until next time.